Hey guys, guess what? Just as I finished recording the recommendations, I got contacted by publishers that decided they wanted to give away some books. I'm passing on that wonderful news to you. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the blog, I'm going to enter you into a drawing for some of these wonderful books. I'll be updating the description box below, letting you know what books are in the contest. I'm keeping the contest open until August 21st, 2020. So if you're watching this video after August 21st, 2020, the contest is closed. And I'm sorry, but there'll be other contests. So make sure to hit subscribe, click the notifications button, and then go to the blog and subscribe via email. You can find the complete instructions to whatever contest we run in the link below. I'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, roll that opening intro. Hey everyone, if your household is anything like mine, things have been rough during this COVID-19 quarantine, especially with preschoolers and toddlers. My kid in particular has been having ongoing conversations with the Paw Patrol where he imagines that they come to visit our house. In fact, he runs to the door and he lets them in for long extended conversations. Of course, this behavior is completely normal because he feels isolated from his classmates and from his friends. So at Mr. Alex's bookshelf, we've been giving a lot of thought about going back to school now in the fall, whether it be virtual or in person. And we wanted to bring you a list of 5 really helpful books that will help your children with the social, emotional learning aspect of dealing with all these emotions that they have bottled up inside and they may not know how to express. The first one I'd like to talk to you about is The Jar of Happiness by Ailsa Burrows, published by Child's Play International. Our heroine thinks that she has happiness bottled in a jar. In that jar, she has everything that makes her happy. And she takes that jar around to show it to different people, making them happy in turn. Well, one day she loses that jar, and she thinks she loses her happiness. Left with her own devices, and with the help of her friends and her family, she finds, of course, what we've known all along, that you can find happiness within and with the help of others. A truly wonderful book that will help your children express when they need help and how to find it. The next book that I'd like to talk to you about is You Matter, published by Simon & Schuster. The dedication of this book says, "For anyone who isn't sure if they matter, you do." It's a wonderful book for getting our kids to realize that no matter what their size, they are important. And what I love particularly about this book is the illustrations. Let's take a closer peek inside. If you look at this one, you see that at the street level, everyone is roughly more or less the same size. If we turn a page, you can see that here, the young lady is flying an airplane, and the ants are really, really small below. But the ants also matter. And if we turn another page, you see the little boy is up in the plane, looking down at the people below, who now appear as ants. The emphasis of the book is, no matter what the size, no matter what your contribution is, you matter, your feelings are important. Again, from a social emotional learning perspective, key to helping our children learn how to manage their feelings and their emotions. One of my favorites on this list, Paper Planes, published by Peachtree Publishing. This is a wonderful story about a friendship about kids that grow up next to each other, side by side. And then the inevitable happens. One of them moves away, and the friendship becomes long distance. So It deals with what happens if a friend moves away. Can you maintain that relationship? The book shows us that maintaining that relationship is not only possible, but in reality you can. And this is a great tool to show kids that whether you're going to classrooms in person or virtually, you can maintain those friendships. I love the chalky drawings and the metaphors that are used. The planes in and of themselves, the metaphors for communications and for travel. And yes, that even if you're separate, you can still be together. Rounding out, or almost at the end of the list, You Are Your Strong. This is a particularly helpful book from Imagination Press, the imprint of the American Psychological Association. I love this book because it nominalizes feelings. So it's not you are strong, it's you are your strong. The word strong becomes a noun, and it becomes something that the child embodies. And it really teaches how to use those emotions and become them. I'm not particularly thrilled with the cover of this book, but once you look inside, look at the illustrations. When someone knocks my blocks and mad stomps in, I want to scream and hit. Grandpa helps me find words instead of shouts. His gentle becomes my strong, and mad melts away. Look at the vivid colors on the page, and look at how the feeling words are nominalized, telling children that they indeed can take control of their emotions and become the more helpful adjectives, which are now nouns. Let's take a look at another illustration. This one's actually my favorite in the book. Or I rat-a-tap-tap my favorite song until scared slips away. Look at that face. She's in the dark, but she's happy, and she's substituted an activity that she likes for the action of being scared, the rat-a-tap-tap. The darkness is no longer dark. A spotlight shines on her, and she takes control of her emotion. And last for this book, your strong is like a treasure inside of you. So instead of just being strong, you are the embodiment of the word strong, and you can walk around proudly with it. Last on our list, You've Got Dragons, published by Peachtree Publishing. I love this book because sometimes I want to give it to adults. Everybody has dragons. Everybody has anxieties. Everybody has fears. And the important thing to remember with this book is to identify the dragon that you have, to face that dragon head on. Look it in the eye, if you will, and know when to ask for help when you can. And that's the first illustration that we're going to take a look at. Can I have another hug? Where the child asks the caregiver, I need help. It's important that children realize this, but you know what? It's important that we realize it too. As parents and caregivers, we're under a lot of stress right now, and we need to know to reach out for help when we need it. And I love the fact that this book ends with, or at least near the end is, Ben's top tips for what to do when you've got dragons. And the number one tip is, give your dragon your full attention at least once a day. Dragons get bigger when they're ignored. Let's think about that for a second. Dragons get bigger when they're ignored. You know, we've been sitting in our houses for a while around the world, ignoring the dragons that are going on around outside. Our children feel the impact of that. I hope this list of 5 essential books that can help your child deal with the anxiety that we're all feeling is helpful to you. Don't worry if you didn't get the name of all 5 books. There's a link downstairs to the blog, and by downstairs, you know I mean the description box. Click the link, it'll take you to the blog where you can find the names of all the books, along with other links as well for things you might find helpful. And if you like this video, I hate this part, but you know you have to click like, right? And you also have to subscribe because that's the only way that you and I will be able to stay in touch. Remember, the word parent is not just a noun. It's also a verb. And we're going to help you. See you next time.